Hello, welcome to week 5. You probably can't hear, like, any of the audio that's coming through from Switch side, because this is not live. I made a decision, when playing week 5 to run through, I played through it. Spoiler, for those interested, we got absolutely creamed. I am going to show the full battle, but there's not going to be any narration really over it. The live narration was pretty piss poor, if I'm going to be completely honest, and I don't think it values any real gain for anything for me to watch back. Wakeman kind of just prepped really well. I didn't really take into account some things I really should have taken into account. You're probably going to see that on the first turn as well, with one of the moves that he does end up clicking, creating a pretty devastating result. We got 8-0'd. We got back-to-back 4-0'd. Really no way to beat around that. The live commentary joke was absolutely awful, so I figured what I would do instead. I'm just going to let the footage probably just play in the background while running through it, just so it's there, because I feel like watching people who are following on with the league, or the other coaches wanting to see it, I'm not going to hide something that is the absolute thrashing that we got. Like, it's going to be there, and I'm not going to hide around it. I'm going to address it, just head on. So, for most of the set, you're really only going to see Wakeman's top 2 Pokemon. That is pretty much the summary on how it goes down. Just the moves on both of them when looking at the teams on post. Yeah, just really didn't have anything for it. Still even executed the Excelgor funny bit game plan in the game 1. And, yeah, it, obviously, as you can see, didn't really, go out, into fruition. So, I will run through, we'll have that played out there, but what I am probably going to do, is quickly run through some other details as well, to be made. I'll just talk over it, just so we can kind of nut out, this game, which is on the quicker end of 2-0s. And I'm going to run over some trades that we made. It was the last week for trades, and I definitely felt there was some weaker-ish points / Pokemon I just wasn't really going to use ever. So I have elected to make 3 trades. Trading is over now, so the new squad that we'll have to reveal at the end is basically going to be what we have going out through the remainder of the season. So we traded out Raichu, Machamp, and Garchomp. And we have picked up Rhyperior, Kingdra, and Riolu. Which does mean that we have 3 non-fully evolved Pokemon on our squad, which is kind of funny, but, and of course we're sticking to the bit that Togepi comes every week, because that's why we're here to begin with, but more or less on that, we're going to run through why we made the trades. So, pretty much every week when I was running through and doing some preparation, there was a constant state of, every time I really want to bring Garchomp, I kind of want to bring it with Rain, and there's just not really enough good pieces for me to want to do that. So I ended up electing to just grabbing a Dragon type that will allow me to really hit hard in the Rain. Which is what that Kingdra does. It gives us our 3rd Swift Swimmer, so we do have a bit of rain reliance, and outside of Max Geyser, we used to only have Pelipper. in regards to getting that set up. Which is why we have Riolu. We traded up from Machamp because we traded down from Garchomp to Kingdra. Riolu has Prankster and does get access to Rain Dance. So we do have access to priority Rain Dance. So we could have like Riolu Kingdra on the board and be able to go for a Prankster Rain Dance plus a Swift Swim attack using that dynamic speed interaction that we have in Generation 8. So that is partially why we added Riolu. Riolu adds a lot of other little support options as well. It gives us the option for Prankster coaching as well, for stuff like the Rhyperior and even the Celesteela as well to an extent. We do have a lot of special aggression on our squad. We also have coaching with Armaldo as well. Can't really forget about that. Armaldo was potentially on the chopping block as well in exchange for Beartic. But I had a further dive into it, and Beartic sucks. And Armaldo has been pretty based for us. So that's why we still have Armaldo on the squad, which is why we didn't drop it. And so we have that. And Rhyperior was the other pickup as well. So I wasn't really getting the best use out of Raichu. I liked the idea of like Raichu on team. But I think Raichu is pretty much what you see is what you get. I think we've got a lot of versatility options with Rhyperior. Having a second rock type on a rain team does seem a bit sort of like, hey, how you doing kind of ordeal. But we do have Solid Rock. Rhyperior is a pretty solid Dynamax candidate with the Solid Rock as well. You know, getting double the HP and then being able to set up like Rockfall and Max Quakes to really pump up that special defense. And then you can have a look at even running stuff like Weakness Policy to further buff your offenses when you're Dynamaxed. Or an Assault Vest to just like naturally have a bigger draw to your special defense just off rip rather than requiring the setup. And that'll pair pretty nicely with that coaching from Riolu as well. And I guess another big thing about Rhyperior that we have that was better than like Machamp is another like slower physical Trick Room attacker that can thrive under specific conditions paired with something like the Dewotion, which was one of our two Trick Room setters, the other obviously being male in DD. So we have, I feel, slightly better Trick Room options here as well on the squad now, which gives us a little bit more wiggle room to look at doing that into some of the more of the faster teams, which is a big draw on what this game was here against Wakeman. I elected to go like fast offense. His fast offense was the superior fast offense. So if we pull a rabbit out of a hat and we do end up playing Wakeman again, we're going to need to do a little bit better than the result that we have in the video here. So we've added some better Trick Room components. I feel like we've added a stronger Rain component as well, giving us a multitude of options in regards to what Rain Sweeper we want to add. Riolu helping as well, aiding in the manual weather with the Prankster, alongside coaching to help buff those physical attackers, or even just buffing like the physical defense as well, because Kingdra has the same attack and special attack stats. They're both 95, so theoretically coaching could be done on like a Dragon Dance Kingdra. That may potentially be on the cards as well, so we do have options for that. And dread the fact that I would say like Swords Dance Ludicolo as well. Probably not going to be a thing that we run, but like, hey, if like for whatever reason it's on the cards, it's on the cards. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. So, those are the main changes there. And we're basically going to be looking into the next couple of weeks in regards to building, because no trades can be made. Just run through everything. We've scheduled week 6. We haven't played it yet. That'll come... I think by the time I end up getting this out and uploading it, it'll be uploaded in a fairly quick fashion, I would imagine, because I'll try and get this out as soon as possible when done with the re-recording and going over everything else, because it's a bit overdue. At time of re-recording this, it is Wednesday, and we played this game. For me, it was my Sunday, and it was Wakeman's Saturday. So, a bit of a while, because I was just contemplating running through, like, a lot of really, like, what happened, and, like, watching the commentary over it, and it was really bad, like, honestly, like, I think just me rambling through the trades that we've made while having the game on in the background is better than what was going on in my head at the time, just playing through the game. Because it was basically, the entire thing was just, yeah, we're getting smashed, we're getting smashed, we're getting smashed, we're getting flogged. Wakeman's killing us. It's going to be an 8-0. We don't have anything for this lead. We lost on turn 1, kind of a thing. And that for an entire set is such garbage content to watch that I feel like we could probably kill 2 birds with 1 stone with a bit of productivity. With discussing the trades that were made and why some of the decisions on the trades that we made were made, rather than having you just sit through and suffer that when the footage pretty much just speaks entirely for itself in regards to what Wakeman ended up doing to our squad in this week. So I think we will go over the team in the document a bit more in further detail, like after the game is done. We will show through the rest of the game here. We're in the early stages of Game 2, and that was when I saw the sunny day on the Whimsicott, and I was just like, yeah, it's cooked. It is very much done from here now. So that's all that can really be said about that. The next couple of turns is going to be pretty simple. We're going to run through. I do believe we end up swapping in Togepi for the Pelipper, and Garchomp just gets crit, which was pretty funny. Knowing that there was literally nothing we could do to stand. And then it's just like 2 or 3 turns later, and Cinderace walks away with 7 knockouts, which is pretty wild, actually. So, pretty substantial for both Wakeman remaining as, like, top coach after the week, and the Cinderace going +7 in KD. It is quite funny when, like, that's brought into it. But yeah, like, you see the steel spike there, it's going to the Garchomp, just bang, just flat one shot. I don't even know if that mattered or not, because I feel like Wakeman could have pretty comfortably gotten away with being adamant against us, paired like with that Whimsicott. So I never even had too much to go into that. Yeah, so there's not too much left of this game. I think it's probably like 3 or 4 turns max, and most of it is kind of just stalling. Yeah, really not too much more to be added to it that I can really add. I think we attempt to go for just damage if possible. But that's kind of about it. Togepi just, you know, doing its thing. Unfortunately, not doing too much. I think I have a good idea on what the thumbnail will be. It'll likely be a Cinder angle, I'd imagine. Togepi actually living that double in, kind of a Chad angle. I will pay that. The fact that Togepi was the only thing that wasn't just flat one-shot by the Cinderace is pretty comedic. From my POV, which is pretty funny. Oh yeah, so then the Whimsicott got confused, and I was just like, okay, maybe on like there's a Hail Mary angle that Whimsicott hits itself in confusion, and we redirect the Cinderace hit, and we get an attack off. But look, short answer to that is no. Thundurus is in the back. Thundurus obviously in the back. With what we brought, we didn't bring Raichu to the matchup. Thundurus was, yeah, just so incredibly good. Into it. Cinderace going for Bounce. Mildly Devo that we didn't Hurricane the slot. I just went for Scald. But yeah, the next 2 turns is going to be me protecting. The Whimsicott's going to switch out into the Thundurus, and Cinderace is going to come down with Bounce, and then Cinderace is going to pick up the final hit there, resulting in the end of the game. So, I'll watch it play out. Once we have the result screen pop up afterwards, I will swap over. I don't want to do disrespect to what the game was, and I feel, watching it, I feel it's only fair that we show the game in its entirety rather than the result that's obviously going to happen. Definitely skip ahead. I'll probably timestamp the between the two, between the game and rerunning over the final roster that we have for our season as well. So yeah, that's the game there. GG's to Wakeman. Wakeman definitely prepped and played significantly better than us. That is not something we can really hide or try to dance around. It's just fact. That's kind of how it is. So this is our page on the spreadsheet. These are our 12 Pokemon that we do have for the remainder of the season. It looks like 11. I don't know why it goes 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. But nonetheless, that is the team going forward. So it's, yeah. So it's the Celesteela, Rhyperior, Pelipper, Selgor, Ludi, Almoldo, Dewotion, Kingdra, Malin, Didi, Riolu, and Togepi. Kind of the squadron going ahead now. Despite that, our record is 2-3. We have a -3 game difference and a -3 Mon differential. That was due to some complications in week 1 where we played Emboss and we had that DC. And we were pretty high up. So we had a 2-0 loss, but we actually had a positive differential. So being only -3 with that record, surprisingly not the worst, to keep things as bright-sided as possible. Next week we go up against Radial. We played Radial and Sandbox. Radial had a pretty rough season in regards to Sandbox, but I'm pretty sure they're doing significantly better in this league, so that'll be good. And then week 7, I guess we'll touch on week 7 as we get closer to it, but we have, Radial next week. Should be good. I'm excited. We've got the new squad. Candies have been for it. I will stop rambling on now, and yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, thank you for watching.